The lifestyle of the young and dangerous. On the road to being rich and famous. Tell them I'm on the way.
Check this out, though. First of all, you throwing too many big words at me. Okay, now, because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth and help me with the sale.
What up, family? It's your boy Amaru, and I am back apparently with a much deeper voice than I thought I was going with this week. I'm back coaching again, as you can hear, but we're back. As you can see, with another episode of our top 100 hip hop songs of all time. And I'm just going to go straight to the man real quick because this OU Fancy event is coming up very, very soon. KB, shout it out for the people in Charlotte who are watching.
That's right. That's right. OU Fancy. It's a gala event, vacation, classy vacation vibe theme. Come to have some good drinks, some good food, and some good music.
All right. And not Canadian, but the second half of this channel, since I usually say subscribe to the channel first and foremost, well, the man on the channel is here. I call him a hack. So does everybody else. We'll find out if he's a hack tonight. Andrew James Barr, or just Barr for short. Subscribe to the channel. How you feel being here, not in the comments this time?
Well, it's definitely going to be interesting not, putting my thoughts into words and typing them in the chat. But I'm really glad to be here. You guys have been doing a great job with the show here. So, glad to be on. Thanks for having me.
Okay. You are one of the other people, aside from these two, that I very, very much enjoy talking music, any music. So I've been waiting to have you on, sir. As for me, as always, bitesizebreakdown.com. We do have a YouTube channel. Please go subscribe. We just posted our bigger thoughts on Jurassic Park. Well, Jurassic World, because those are two different franchises, and gonna have our Superman discussion coming out pretty soon, so go check that out. And last but not least, as always, my brother from another, Kolby. How you feeling today, sir?
Yo, what up? It's your boy Kolby Mac, and I'm finally gonna be back with a podcast episode for the Kolby Toby podcast. I figure what better way to be able to celebrate my return than look it up and realize it's not a bird. It's not a plane. It's not even Superman. It's an episode 4, but it's your boy back and better than ever. Yo!
Let's do it. I'd like to think that like this helped you do that. So I'm feeling very proud.
Most definitely. I want you to take as much credit as you can for inspiring my lazy, procrastinating ass to do the thing that I do best. See, setting all this up, I just love to be able to show up and somebody presses play and I can be on. But being able to do that for myself is tough. I thank you for the inspiration.
Hey, all I know is that I've been wanting to say this a lot, and you know what we did?
Gotcha, bitch.
That's exactly what I did to get you on, sir. Exactly. Gotcha, bitch. But we are here. We're going to be talking about our collective numbers 60 through 51. The next episode, this doesn't click, thank you. We will be officially halfway next Monday. Again, at 7 EST, first Monday show of the series. But today we are talking about the 10 songs that come up right before we hit halfway. See if we have any ties today. See if you got to do some work, Bar. You don't have to do it for the first one, because the first one we got is "Keep Your Head Up" by Tupac Shakur. I have it at number 13. KB has it at number 92. And here's my very, very interesting relationship with Tupac. I think as a cultural icon and rapper in the zeitgeist, there's no argument. He is number 1 on the list. As a straight MC, maybe he's top 10. And I kind of reluctantly put him in top 10. As an overall artist, 100% probably top 5, top 6 as an artist, as an MC. But Keep Your Head Up when I ran it back, it's like, let me listen to some Pac songs, see if I'm missing anything. And just the begin to start it, going into like the smooth vibes and basically taking what he does best and just putting some message out there. It could be a gangster message. It could be I'm the shit message. It can be we fucking tonight message, or it could be women, I'm here with you. Just don't worry about the other songs where I called you something. Don't worry about this one. And they all know all those facets of him are 100% real. And I could not like, this is one of his best songs. It's one of the best songs that just completely, I completely like just, no, bro, like the man is dope. The man was an icon, point blank period. And that's why I have his song at number 13. Because I don't listen to Pac like that much. No, however, you brought it up. You know what Tupac's middle name is? His middle name is Amaru. We were named after the same person. So close enough. Close enough. But I had to have this at 13. I had to have it high just because the mixture of the singing of the chorus, ooh, child, and taking that sample, and just it's the message. Like, I can't like point out lyrics here and there on the song. I just know everything he says in his songs, he pours out just all of himself in it. And the message he has in this song is just so damn powerful to me. KB, you had this at 92. What you think about Pac? What you think about Keep Your Head Up? And do you have any songs of his higher on your list, if you can think of off the top of your head?
I'm sure there's at least one song of his that's a little higher up than this. I rock with this song a lot. I don't know for sure. I can't remember if this song came out around the same time as UNITY by Queen Latifah. But I would say it was definitely in the rotation at that time as far as my playlist, although I don't even think we called it playlist back then. It was definitely my rotation as that vibe of, positivity, pushing forward, keeping your head up, all of that stuff. I thought it was a very well put together song. Definitely one of my favorite Pac songs, despite being at 92.
It says both UNITY and Keep Your Head Up were released in 93.
Okay, so I was right. So, right, same time. So yeah, so like, and that was kind of like the vibe then, like there were definitely a lot of artists pushing for more positive stuff. But like at that time too, and I was much younger then, I was struggling with other hip hop fans, especially Pac fans, about that balance between conscious and crazy. You know what I mean? And Pac gave us both of that, and he was very good at giving us both, both sides of that coin. So yeah, definitely, a timeless classic right there.
For sure, for sure. Listening to the open lyrics, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, the darker the cherry, the deeper the roots. Yeah, just being able to just build off of that. I definitely have my favorite Pac song is another one that may or may not be a little bit later. It's with him and somebody else that I absolutely love. But Kolby, you don't have this on your list, but speak on Keep Your Head Up, man.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to Pac, I've always appreciated him along with other folks. Not to disrespect this gangster as a solo artist himself, but I think you made a great distinguishing of artist versus MC, which doesn't take a lot away from me because as an actor, I'm doing shit that's on the page, right? So it's not like I get on a movie set, it's like time to improv, motherfuckers, right? It's just respected differently in this craft than what it is in some others, right? I say all that to say that when I crafted my list and I'm thinking of solo Pac, I only made room for one slow moving song. And that's Thug Mansion. That's my favorite Pac song. I can't explain why particularly Thug Mansion resonates with me, but it did more so
said
keep
that
your
you
head up.
were you said that you were living that thug life in your younger years. I recall you saying that in the book.
Or
You know
close
what?
to it.
I first came with Thug Mansion when I was like sent from New York down south to Miami to go live with my uncle. So there was something about it. Maybe I thought I had to change and switch some shit up. So I left like my New York shit behind and went down to Miami and was just in like a little bit of a thug phase and shit. But yeah, like no, this is a great song. It's not on my 100.
Barr, what you think about Keep Your Head Up, sir?
I think it's a very deserving song to be on this list. Ooh Child by the Five Stair Steps is legitimately like one of my favorite songs of all time. So hearing that just like it put it over the top a little bit. But so Pac is somebody who I respect a lot as a performer, but lyrically in this song, it's like super tight. My favorite one being, I'm trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. It's hard to be legit and still pay your rent. And in the end, it seems I'm heading for the pen. And like that line in particular, I think is so good because it could mean it's one of those like duality things. Like I'm either heading for the state pen or I'm heading for the pen to like write in the studio about this. Such a brilliant line. Yeah. I love how just smooth this is. It's like it's so direct because of how smooth it is. It kind of hits a little bit more effectively. So yeah, this song is absolutely incredible. I would pick one other one, but it's the more basic Pac pick. So hopefully California Love. Like, but this is still a really great pick.
Yeah, you just reminded me that there are multiple Pac songs with another person on it that possibly could be. So maybe I'm talking about California Love. Maybe not. I'm gonna just put it out there. No, I'm not talking about California Love. I actually like it kind of just hit the I'm sick of this damn song point in my life for California Love. So mine's had Snoop on it. That's the one I absolutely love. But if there are no other words, I'll Keep Your Head Up. I mean, like he says it himself. He says all of it in the song. Like there's like almost little to nothing you can say bad about the song. That's why it's on the list. So we're gonna move on to the work you have to do, Bar, because we do have a tie. But I would just say this now. I made this tie. And I made it happen because this is the last two songs on our list that only have two of us on it. As soon as we get to number 60, 59, 57, from then on out, all three of us have picked all the songs from here on out. So we have two. We're going to go one by one, see which one is 59, see which one is 58. And Bar, for the white man, we're going to start with the white man. Lose Yourself.
I was about to say, come on, man.
Eminem. Go ahead. Speak on it. I'm pretty sure this is in Rolling Stone's top 500. I think you and Brooklyn also may have put it in the top 500 yourself, your personal one.
We did. It is, yes. And we did. I'm a little bit lower on it than Brooklyn is. I think that there's a couple of M songs that are a little bit. However, that guitar line, the moment that it starts, like that build is incredible. And I don't think that there's a lot of songs that start with a monologue that deserve it. Like it doesn't quite work to the buildup that they think it does. This one does. This one, that buildup with that monologue is absolutely incredible because he hits you in the face with that first line of his actual like rapping. And just, dude, I'm sorry. The lyricism on this song is so fucking sharp. Like he'll like randomly slip in rhymes just like in the middle of the verse that connected to a verse from like 3 like bars ago. It's just a really, really well written personal piece. As I said, there's a reason that it made our top 500 list and this one as well. It's a kick-ass song. Of course, it's on my workout playlist as well. That thing gets you fucking hyped.
Yeah. I only have I have a couple other songs. My workout playlist song for Eminem is Till I Collapse, because I don't think anything is better than that. That build up and that hit. But Kolby, you have this in your top 10. This is your number 9. Speak on Lose Yourself, sir.
Yo, I think it's undeniable that this is, if not the most or one of the most cinematic records ever created, right? Of course, it was specifically designed with the movie in mind. This is not only a Grammy-winning song, this is an Oscar-winning song. This song and like what it represents culturally, and what I respect so much about M, is that at the beginning of his career, he was constantly having to kind of overcome him being the white rapper, right? And he would really straddle the line of like his authenticity, blending in his very specific lived-in experience with his rhymes, but then still dabbling in the white poppy shit that like made him relevant to a very specific, like not very specific, a very wide-ass group. And he gave something for everyone, right? Like this song plays in a club, and this is a part of a movie soundtrack, right? But it's like, it's one of those things where collectively, this feels like everyone's shit, right? And I almost want to like fight giving it credit, but it's undeniable, right? And for me, like M is top 10 for me, right? And honestly, his back 9 is what pushes him down, like outside of the 5 for me. I can't say that this is my favorite M song, but I think that I'd be naive to not recognize the iconography of this specific record. And just when it kind of laid out, shit's top 10.
Yeah. You said it. You wanted to fight the song, fight the popularity. There was a long time I did not have this on my list anywhere in the top 200, because I know a whole bunch of other M songs or songs with M in it that I love way more. But I was like, let me play this shit again. And you're right. That the build up in his voice, seeing 8 Mile, basically seeing the entire movie while you're listening to the song. Mom Spaghetti, because you have to.
His palms are sweaty. Reasoning arms are heavy. His vomit on his bed already. And like everybody gets it. And it's like, it's almost like this, like, we want to be able to rap every lyric. And I feel like there's like his staccato, like the way that he structured this specific song, like it was so like inviting. It wasn't trying to like, in the way that this is composed, I don't think that he was ever trying to do like too much, right? Like it feels so like everything was planned very specifically. Like I think that this is a massively created song as well. And let me shut the fuck up. I keep talking about it.
Go ahead, go off. Look, I have 2 memories of it. One, you mentioned it, the Oscars. I remember Barbra Streisand just being like, Eminem.
He didn't think he was gonna win, so he didn't even bother showing up.
And secondly, most hilarious thing, yes, we did this, people. We brought our 3-year-old nephew to go see 8 Mile in the theater. And the reason is because at the end of 8 Mile, I looked up, turned around, and all I saw at the top of the theater was the smallest person with rage just going.
And honestly,
every single word.
It's so dumb, but like this was universal.
The whole time. Everybody from the 313, raise your hands in the air and follow me. But my 3-year-old nephew knew every single word to this song, front and back. So just it's well made. The production is great. The lyricism is great, and it's the push yourself album. It's the passion album. It's the get yourself knocked down and pick your album. I'm saying album, anthem. Get yourself knocked down and rise right back up, anthem. So yeah, after denying it for a while and kept looking at it, I was like, yeah, I can't not have this song on there. I can't. So KB, you could leave it off. What was it that had you leave it off your top 200, sir?
Eminem is his influence in music and hip hop can't be denied. When I first heard "Hi, My Name Is," I knew he was white. There was a lot of people in New York trying to figure out who this person was, and a lot of them assumed that he was black. But I knew right away that this was a white guy. And although I'm not, and I say this with all respect, because when it comes to lyricism, there's very few that I could think of at the top of my head that could really rock with this man.
Yeah.
Honestly and truthfully, right? The way he puts words together, his metaphors, like he hits you with stuff that you just don't see coming. And I think because of his background in battle rap, I dare say he influenced battle rap a little bit when it came to, you know, metaphors and stuff like that, right? I think, at least in the East Coast and the Northeast, one of the biggest problems when it came to M, and I know I had that issue as well, is re- relatability, right? Now, granted, yeah, M didn't come, he didn't have that silver spoon in his mouth, his family didn't have trust funds and big ass 401ks and, Swiss bank.
We knew his family was fucked up.
He
Right.
had no trust funds, and they had no trust in each other.
Exactly.
Right. But I do think that his music and his message definitely tapped into an audience that enjoyed hip hop music and then had somebody that they felt they could really relate to. And when 8 Mile and Lose Yourself dropped, I think that catapulted him to that next level. That a lot of rappers, some rappers wish they could tap into, and others just simply hate because they feel like it's the cheat code, right? We've heard a lot of time people compare, and it's a poor comparison, but I understand where they're coming from. The whole Eminem, Elvis Presley thing. Y'all might have not heard it, but I have. And that's not fair to Eminem. But for that reason alone, as far as being able to relate to it, I won't deny that this song and M's music that came out around that time of 8 Mile didn't, shake the culture or whatever. But for me, again, when I was putting my list together, I was really trying to think, and I mean, it's really my fault that I didn't remember this, but I was really looking for things that that influenced the culture and had a personal effect on me. So that's my fault for not really, gravitating to that song, because as much as some of his lyrics, some of his songs, I do feel him on, and I have had personal experiences similar to it. I do feel overall, and again, just speaking as a brother from the Northeast, a lot of us couldn't really relate to that. So when it came to talking about who's the top 10, Eminem wasn't really in the conversation then.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I feel you. Again, I already told the story of my dad not fucking with him until he found out, and then hasn't been done fucking with him ever since. So, Barr, the song you are going to be deciding between, and don't let your top 500 bias put just think about it. Is one of my favorite, and what I think is the quintessential. This is my chick, my lady, my woman, hip hop song of all time. It's All I Need, the Razor Sharp remix. Method Man featuring Mary J. Blige. Also in my top 15. I don't think there are many hip hop songs that have a more iconic intro than The Storm and Mary J. acapella, like Sweet Morning Dew. And then I took one look at you, and it was plain to see that you were my destiny. And then that beat drops, and then the gulliest of deepest of shorty up there for you anytime you need me, for real, girl. It's me in your world. But that's just it is Method Man at his best. it is why all the ladies swoon over him now, because now you can remember this song, but you got Debonair, actor. If anybody's seen him on the most recent episode, one of the most recent episodes of Poker Face, and he is just like clean and polished, and he may be doing some nefarious shit in the end of the day, but like the picture you paint of the love of the ghetto love you have, the love in the hood, the love that a woman like brings to their man, and the way he expresses it, it's not only that kind of love song, but it is a bop and a fucking half. Like this beat is just so it's gutter, but also just it's hella smooth. And like this is one you could play at the cookout. This is one you could play in the car ride. Low key, at a certain time of the night, I wouldn't be surprised. KB, back me up if I'm right or wrong. You play this in the club at a certain time of night.
That's a fact,
man.
That's a fact. Like this is definitely a song that plays in the club, and everybody be singing it. Everybody.
Yeah,
So,
and in the bridge, I'm all that I need. I'll be there for you. If you keep it real with me, I keep it there for you. I absolutely love this song. It never gets old. And I love hearing the story how like when they came up with the song and they wanted a remix. I think it was Leor Cohen who heard that Lauryn Hill was supposed to be on it. He said, "Get her the fuck out of here. Nobody knows who Lauryn Hill is. Put Mary J on the shit right now." It's just head bopping, head nodding. This is one of my favorite songs ever.
Imagine how crazy that song would have been if Lauren was on it, though.
Yeah. Depending on like that after If I Rule the World or having those two back to back, it'd have been a slightly different vibe, but it works, man. But I think Mary is a little bit more apropos based on just like the vibe of the song. And like you can see Mary in the sweats and the bucket hat, just doing her auntie dance as she's singing and everything. Yeah, man. KB, you had this at number 80. Speak on it.
Yeah, man. This was definitely a time where, Wu-Tang especially was kind of letting us know, like, yeah, we dope as a group, but we just as deadly individually. And when this song came out, bro, first of all, that whole album, because I think it was on Takal, this song was on.
Yeah.
And Takal was a great album. We definitely got to like do something like this, just talking about specific albums too.
Albums, yeah.
But yeah, this was a really great album. I think the choice of throwing Mary J on definitely kept it in New York. I do think Lauren would have definitely given it a different flair. She might have even thrown a verse on there that might have been sick. But
100%. Like I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think Mary J, especially by that time, was kind of stamped as like the New York songstress, right? The Northeast songstress. Like you have to have Mary on a hip hop track, especially if you want that kind of if you want that smooth soulful layer on your track. You know what I mean? So I think it was fire. And I like both versions of this song too.
Mm-hmm. The other one that has the Big E sample on it.
Yeah. I like both of them. I like this one just a little bit more. Because it was kind of that grimy New York love. You know what I mean?
Just the end of the first verse, just a real quick, you my nigga. Just it's like yo,
like
heart just like grew like 5 sizes right there.
Yeah. You know, like when he talk about, you don't need a ring to be my wife. You know what I mean? Like that's real shit. That's real shit. So it's like, yeah, that song is definitely a classic. And again, I could not allow my Northeast bias to overtake me and put this up a lot higher, but it was definitely going to be on the list for sure.
Yeah, but I think the one line that like it took a little bit of time for me to like wrap my head around, but I always like think about is like, even if I'm locked up north, you in New York rocking 3/4 of cloth, never showing your stuff off. It took me a while to get that, but I was like, oh wait, yeah. I mean, and the girl is like, yep, you ain't seeing shit. It's gonna be turtlenecks in the motherfucking wintertime, hot as shit. I don't give a damn. That's like that's the love.
You hold me down, yeah.
Yeah. Kolby, you didn't have it on the list, but I know you got love for it. Speak on it, man.
Oh, an incredible amount of love. It just came down to simple math. Like I had to take so many of all these different artists that I wanted to make representative of my 200 that this just was outside. I think I considered like 4 or 5 different cuts from Meth and from from Wu-Tang, like respectively. And I couldn't like. I feel bad, but then I think also in my mind I was like, oh, like Rule KB, they'll have it in theirs. It'll show up at some point, and it did.
Yeah. All right, Barr. Speak on All I Need first. Then give us your little rundown what you're gonna pick. But speak on this. Also, am I right in saying you said beforehand you have like a take that you want to talk about? Is it for this song or is it for something else?
It's for something else.
Okay, all right, cool. So I'm good because I'm a little surprised now because I don't know what it is that you were letting me know. But speak on this and then let us know your choice. Which one of these two, All I Need to Lose Yourself, is going to be 59? Which one's going to be 58?
So I kind of forgot about this song because I knew it and I've definitely heard it before. And then you brought it up. And like the moment that you sent me the playlist, I was like, oh shit, yeah, that one.
Halfway. Take a few.
Halfway. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm actually really glad that you brought it back into my life. That beat is so good. Like that theremin-esque whirring that kind of like drills through that beat could have gotten really annoying, but it works perfectly.
And the reason why I have you on it because I have no idea what that sound is called, and I was wondering, and I love it.
I don't think it's a theremin, but it's reminiscent of that. And I'm not gonna lie, Method Man is somebody that I've been wanting to dive deeper into his discography. I really only know like this and maybe 2 other songs. But his flow is so good. Like one of my favorite rappers is ODB because his flow is like so like it's so unique, and Method's flow kind of reminds me about that like a little bit. But his attack on the delivery is what really sells me. But also, you guys were bringing up things that like I probably would not have thought of, but the more you talked about it lyrically, I connected to it more. The whole turtleneck thing that you brought up, in particular, it's one that I completely understand why it's on the list, and I needed to be reminded of that. So thank you.
Yep. All right. So where are you going? Are you going to have this at 58? You're going to have Lose Yourself at 58. Which one is higher for you, sir?
So I've got one nitpick with one of these songs, and I admit that it's a very nitpicky nitpick.
Nicky, that's how you can describe it.
It's the best way I could. I wish there was more Mary J. I just kind of wish that there was more Mary J on this song. And that's really the only reason that I'm putting Lose Yourself above this one. I think she's a little bit underutilized. Like, she's used effectively, but I think that I just needed more, personally.
All right. Well, that's why, as much as I can, I try to get other people's voices in this that aren't our own. So for that, All I Need, the Razor Sharp remix, is coming in at 59. Lose Yourself is coming in at 58.
Man, you had to make the white guy decide between those and have Eminem actually be the higher one.
I wasn't going to say it.
But you wanted to say it. I will tell you this. Like I said, I made it a tie because technically, based off the numbers, Lose Yourself was higher ranked. But because this is our show and my show, I said, fuck it. Let's get all the ones that all of us picked lower and move this shit up. So
I will also say there are maybe 2 or 3 songs that I would have picked above Lose Yourself in this playlist.
Well, you got a bunch more. So let's go to the next one. So the first song that we have from here on out that all 3 of us have on our top 200 is a group that I really wish I listened to more, And honestly, it wasn't until this top 200 that I went back to Mass Appeal and like really, really paid attention to what Gangstar does. So I had it at 109. Kolby had it at 107. KB had it at 180. I'll go to Kolby. Kolby, not by much, but you had it a little higher than me. So I will go to you first, sir, about Mass Appeal.
Yeah, I think it's a really gully song. I love the flow of it. It's kind of like it's hard without being like overtly aggressive when you feel detached from it. So I just had mad respect. And when I think back of like having this inside, before I knew what playlists were, right? I just knew just like what I always wanted to be able to hear. And I think my cousin had like it was yeah, I mean, of course, these were all like cassettes when they came out, but I remember him putting some stuff together on like a burned CD, and I just wore that motherfucker out. Like everything about this was just hard, and like I never got around to like revisiting as I got older, like more stuff from them, and like they're not one hit wonders, but I feel like there's only a couple of joints that stick out to me for some reason. Am I alone in that?
No. They I think I feel like they're probably one of the most underrated duos in hip hop, period. I think Guru is one of the most underrated MCs ever in hip hop. Primo is Primo. Primo has always been Primo. So everybody knows that. But I think Guru, probably also Guru's health, like inhibited him from like doing things continuously. And I'll be honest, the sound was like real local. The sound is real like gully. Like as much of a Nas fan as I am, I'm always surprised how much I don't listen to Gangstar. But for me, I had it at 109. And again, it wasn't until I like started looking up lists and I saw Massive. I was like, I gotta remember what this was. And as soon as I heard doom, 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 I'm like, that is the quintessential hip hop beat, period. That is what you think of when you say hip hop. It's this song. And I was like, there's no way I don't have this on my list. I don't listen to Gangstar, but there's no way it's not here. And there's no way it's not getting a little more love because like Primo is one of the best DJs, one of the best producers ever. And I don't think there is a more, you could argue that Guru was the most recognizable voice in hip hop. Like if you put a list together, the second you hear one word from Guru, like that's Guru. We all know that's Guru because like he has the deep voice. He also low key has the slightly offbeat flow that Common also has, just a little bit. But the wordplay, you mentioned before the staccato and the way he hits his bars. This song is quintessentially what hip hop is. Point blank. Period. KB, you had it at 180, man.
Yeah, and I mean, with all due respect to Gangstar and Guru, like you said earlier, they were, especially Guru, very underrated in the hip hop genre. I think because of their niche and being true to that niche at that time when record labels were looking for the gangster, right? Is what kind of, for lack of a better word, blackball them a little bit. And I know like a lot of artists, at least this is what I heard from the OGs, like a lot of artists felt like they secretly enjoyed their music. But
Right.
it was just like, I don't know if me collabing with them would help boost my career. That's just how people thought back then. They may not admit to it, but that was the case. I wanted, as you were talking, I had to find a quote, and I was fortunate to find it. This is a quote by DJ Premier about this song Mass Appeal that a lot of people probably didn't know at the time, if they were too young enough to understand. He said, it was recorded as a joke. We just wanted to make fun of the radio on what it sounded like to get airplay. That's why I made the background melody really simplistic. I was making fun of the radio, but I'm going to make a funky version of making fun of it. That is hip hop.
Yeah, 100%.
That is hip hop.
Yo, I love that. And also, like, not shamefully, easy kind of like infamy, like a little cheat code. I love the sound of like a record scratching on a track. And like it felt like in real time, like this was being like mixed and everything. Wow, like I dig that shit. This feels like a DJ song. You just hear like the DJ in the background and stuff like that. Like I dig that. It is like it's very simple. This shit is not trying to reinvent the wheel. It's hard. It's like kind of like effortlessly hard. It just like,
I remember when I first heard it, I was like, this sounds like elevator music that they tried to make funky.
Damn it, you stole the line I was actually gonna say.
Right. Because that's really how they felt about radio at the time. Like they felt like they played a lot of elevator safe type music. So it was just kind of like, it was just funny how when he said that, it was like, I was like, oh crap, like that's what I was thinking about when I first heard that song. So, big up to Gangsta, man.
Yeah. Barr, I'm sorry we didn't go to you sooner so you could say the line, but keep going.
No, fuck that shit. I'm out. No. Yeah, this is.
Fuck this shit. I'm out.
God damn it.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. So, having listened to this playlist, I'm kind of like realizing that Premier is a producer that like I can immediately recognize right away. But I'm always a fan of his work whenever I do hear it. Because you said it's like elevator music. I would also say like a hold music for like when you're on the phone. But there's also like an underlying tensity to it all. Like there is like something lurking behind it. But then you pair that with Guru's kind of like he's kind of like, I don't want to call it deep, but you know what I mean? His like baritone.
Yeah.
Essentially. And it balances together like so well. This and Shook One's Part 2 hit the same part of my brain where I'm like, okay, the gloves are off kind of feel. And I really dig this. I really dig this song a lot. It's just such a great combination altogether of lyrics, beat, flow. This one, I actually may even have this one higher than some of y'all would.
Hey, Kolby, you usually know this, but I swear this had to have been on some version of NBA Live, NBA 2K, Street, or something.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4.
Absolutely, yo. Like this is one of those things where it just kind of entered in like, all right, we are gonna put this in as much shit as we can, every commercial that we can. Like this probably still plays inside of NBA arenas, in between,
100%. Like, pretty sure when I was at MSG last year, this shit was playing as I was walking through.
Yeah, this is the soundtrack to 90s hip hop. Like
yeah, because before all of the these other platforms where this music was getting spun on, like these was in the streets, yo. This was bumping out to people's, car windows. You know what I mean? That year, like, even if people weren't really big, even though they weren't a lot of big fans of Gangsta or Guru, like this song really was bumping, yo. Like this was a road trip, driving around the hood type song, man. Like it can't be denied. It had to be on the list. Had to be.
Speaking of songs that are in everything and every commercial, I laughed earlier last week because I heard another freaking company use this when they had to choose between two different things and said, you can get with this or you can get with that. Because how many times has everybody in all of life heard of that? I'm going to personally go to rest in peace to the man, Fat Man Scoop, for knowing that he had to use the best motherfucking caller response in any club hit in his mix. Engine, number 9 on the New York Transit line. If my train goes off the track, pick it up. I'm going to go to you, Barr. You can kick this one off, man. Speak on The Choice Is Yours. We have this at number 56, man.
So I told y'all made a mistake.
Okay.
Because Rue, I when you sent me the list, I clarified. I said, are we talking The Choice Is Yours? Or are we talking The Choice Is Yours revisited?
I have no idea what the revisited version is. This is the only one I know.
The revisited one is the one that's got the bass line and the James Brown sample. Like, that's the version of this song that I prefer. Like, that's because, like, this one's good, but all of those, like, little elements that they kind of, like, added to it for the revisited one, I think make it stand out a whole lot more. Like, it builds a little bit better. Like, the overall sound is a little bit better. This is really good, but it's missing those elements. So, like, whereas the revisited version, I think, is like a 9 out of 10, I kind of think that this is a 7 out of 10.
Oh, I got to hear this revisited version because I honestly don't know what you're talking about. I know one version and this song and one version only. And it's the iconic one that everybody listens to. Kolby, you had it at 114. I'm gonna go backwards this time. Go ahead. You had it at 114. Speak on it.
Yeah, I think we're definitely like we are now in the zone of what's kind of like undeniable. And I think that from these episodes that we've done, there's a quintessential sound that just kind of feels so right that when you're making a list about what hip hop sounds feels like and like to the success of it, like this feels like a really cool cipher that everybody gets to partake. Right. And I love it. Like the call and response is great. I just love the flow. And the doom, doom, I love the bass in this shit. Like it's great. Like it's probably one of the songs that if I say, oh, like I know what bass can feel like inside of rock and other stuff like that. But like, what does like bass sound like in hip hop? The way that this thing is like strung, like it's so pronounced at the beginning of this song, and it just kind of sets the tone for just boom, boom, boom. I love this.
I am muting and unmuting to see the difference between these two versions. KB, you had this at 94, sir. Do you know the revisited version?
I just listened to it, and I think the biggest difference is towards the end. Because I think I remember hearing this playing on the radio maybe 2 or 3 times. Late night though. Everybody is definitely more familiar with the original version. But to kind of speak on Black Sheep, I do feel like this is another underrated group. They had some dope songs, but obviously this song really just kind of took over everything at the time when this dropped. Like people were saying this or that for a minute.
They still are.
They still are. Like for a minute, yeah. And I do kind of like the fact that songs like this still stand the test of time, where like even the younger generations are familiar with it, even if it was like by way of like an aunt or uncle. Like I like that. When I'm at certain areas and this song plays like in a bar, I see somebody in their 20s singing this or that. Like I'd be like taken aback. And I mean, low key kind of proud too, because it's like, this art form, just carried across, all cultures, and a song this old that was really, New York spun. Was able to travel this far, so I like that this song is on the list. I'm gonna listen to this revisited again, but I'm pretty sure the major differences was the end.
Yeah, because I like everything you said aside from the James Brown sample. I'm like that's in the original version.
Because I'm here like that walking bass line is at the beginning of the revisited version as well, and there's like a little bit more, I think, guitar or something in the production. Like vocally and attack wise, they're the same. Which honestly, I love, because I should have done a little bit more research on the two artists in the group. I'm
I
blanking
know
on the
Drez.
name.
I don't know the other guy's name.
Right, but they're great. I love them. It's just like those little tweaks in the production, I think, just bump up the revisited one a little bit better.
Then it's got to be great because I'm going to go right back to that production. Kolby, you already mentioned it, but it's worth mentioning again. That doom, 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 going to the other guitar parts in the middle of it. And it's both Drez and Black Sheep are a group that I really wish weren't considered one-hit wonders. Because both his vocal performance and the production have so many little details and parts to it that, like, if you just listen to it 3-4 times, you catch different things. Little, come on, let's go, come on, in the background, and the DJ scratches all the way in between it, and then the different strings all without it. And I think Drez, this song, as popular as it is, I think it doesn't get the love it should in the way that Drez switches up his flow in between verses. Like he uses his voice, goes high, goes low, speeds it up, slows it down. And the more you listen to it, the way he maneuvers around this really complicated production. And then has the audacity to start the third verse and just cut it bare and go engine number 9. Like, this is a song that is loved for its popularity in commercial stuff. But I think it is a wonder technically.
Well,
absolutely technically.
One other thing I want to bring up to kind of like hype up your point is that it's a very populist song, because it brings the audience in with it, especially on the call and response of, can I get a hey? Can I get a ho? Like that part just like really invites the audience in, and it kind of grabs you a lot more because of that.
The other thing I wanted to touch on with that, and it just kind of popped in my head, especially like with Mass Appeal and Gangsta and stuff like that, is I think when you get songs like this that grab people surprisingly, they always expect every other song to be that.
Yeah.
Like, and when I say to be that, like to be at that level, you know what I mean? To have that same energy, that same gravitational pull. I feel like people I expect every song that they do after that hit to be at that level, and when it doesn't perform, or if it doesn't give them that energy, a lot of the fans specifically tend to write them off. I think that does a disservice to the artist. I think if you're a true fan of any music, really, you should do yourself a favor and take the time to listen to people's music, and outside of just the popular single,
Yeah, and it was definitely more so relevant back then when we didn't have Spotify and SoundCloud and all those to just get to find your audience. All right, so we're gonna move on from 56, go to 55. Barr, I know I started with you last time, but there's no way I'm not starting with you with the Philly boy.
Let's go.
Yes, Will Smith is a rapper, youngins, and he was pretty damn good at it. And as hot as shit it is outside, there is no more apropos song to talk about this week than this one. This one is one I'll say real quick that people think might get old. Never, ever. Barr, again, Philly native, Philly guy. Go ahead and speak on your Philly brother.
All right, you guys, we're going to go down to Philadelphia. So this song just captures Philadelphia summertime so well, which is funny because I think it was like made while he was living in Los Angeles, but he was really missing the Philadelphia seasonality at the time when he made this song. And there's just a laid back ease to it, like that Kool and the Gang sample that like just drives this. You feel sweaty kind of listening to it. Someone get a towel. And I think the thing that puts this song above other Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince songs is his flow on this one, because he's not necessarily in his higher register like he is a lot of the time. It's deeper, it's more relaxed. I saw an interview where he was talking about this song, and he was like, I lost my voice the night before, so I had to go deeper and sound like Rakim, to the point where now everyone thinks I Rakim like Ghost wrote this song. But it does kind of have the same like lyrical like rhyme scheme that a lot of his songs have. And I think that there's just like an element to this one as compared to other DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince songs that just, I don't know, the world is captured a lot more because of all of the elements that come together.
Yeah. I have this at 97, and this is another one of those that is intricately connected to that video. When they start fighting and hitting each other, and DJ Jazzy Jeff gets pissed off, the little different like forest parts that come in, 2 miles an hour, so everybody sees you sitting on the top of the car, just chilling, and everybody knows and remembers at the time the basketball, the barbecue, and everybody, anytime he says starting at 4, you got to go basketball, the barbecue starting at 4, just like that. It's just it's iconic for a reason. Again, that Kool and the Gang sample with the rising duh, duh, just in the background, and you said it, his flow. It is summertime. It is everything you feel. It is a song I play on June 12th or June 13th every single fucking year when I am so excited and happy to not have to see these little motherfuckers no more for at least 2 months. Every time. And it just it's one of these songs that just makes your soul the happiest you can feel it in any genre, period. You put that shit on, you're like, shit, yeah. All right, cool. Let's do this. Let's go. It is quintessential summertime. It is a cookout staple. And it is also all day, every day, some kids. Every single day. And you're right. It seems with that flow and how we kind of shows that, it seems like a simple song, but the rhyme schemes are dope as shit in this. The way he put stuff together is really cool. KB, you were next on the list. You added the next highest. You added at 122.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. It's DJ Jazzy Jeff. It's the Fresh Prince. It was popping at the time. They put out a dope summer song. Everybody could vibe to it. Whether you thought he was corny or not, you could not deny this song. Fuck what you talking about. This song is a banger. Period.
Absolute banger. Kolby, you added a 171, man.
Yo, you know you're doing something great when like you have captured a season, and since this song has come out, you can't think of summer without thinking summertime. If I think summer in regards to music, it's Summertime and the Thong Song. Classic, forever, like I love this record. You would think that this was like Will during Big Willie style. And it wasn't. This was before he was even like an actor, like this was still so early in his career, and it was like all the clear evidence of like, oh, you got this now. Like green light the show, do whatever you want. And the fact that like he was still able to carry this cool along with everything else that he's done, like this song, like you said, will stand the test of time.
Yeah, and I love the end where they drop the beat and everybody's just clapping along, singing. It's a dope finish. It's a dope finish. Any other words on Summertime before we move on to number 54?
I just want to say that, like, as I was re-listening to it, I felt like I was back in Fairmount, Philadelphia. Like, just like it captures like a green, like grass kind of energy to it, and as I said, it captures that heat. yeah, no, it just brought me back home.
Yeah, it's that home happiness kind of feeling. So a couple weeks ago, I had talked about how I think that like the there was a playlist that was my like favorite set of 10, and I've just been kind of giving like themes to each set of 10. This set of 10 is probably some of the most populous songs that has broken through so many different places. So this next one, the last one we went to Philly. KB, I'm starting to you because we go to Jersey now with the original trifling ass shit that DMX was on and got his mood from, but grandma singing it. OPP, KB, you had this at 63. Kick us off, man.
Man, listen. Yeah, you had your songs that talk about being a responsible young adult. Let's talk about sex, stuff like that. But then you had OPP. It's like, hey, all that protective shit is cool, but OPP all day. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I would say at least for the next 3 years after this, 3 or 4 years when after the song came out, this was also a summertime song.
Yes.
When the weather started getting warm, you know how that go. To this day, that's just what it is. Naughty by Nature, they definitely put the stamp on New Jersey for sure. Redman too, Lauryn Hill too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I feel like, Queen Latifah too, because she's a Jersey girl. But I just feel like Naughty by Nature definitely gave the world a little something else, um, um, as far as, and not don't get me wrong, it's Stretch all day. The other dude, I usually just mute him when he come on. I don't know why. Like, that's one of the mysteries of that group, right? Like they had a very long career, like not Jay-Z long, but long enough, right? And it's just like, how did they survive with old boy on the team? Like,
Vin Rock, I guess is his name. That's the whole thing. Everybody knows Stretch. Don't nobody know the other dude name.
yeah, because I mean, to me, he was like the filler. Like, if Naughty by Nature was an anime, Vinny was the filler episode. Yo. Like, I'm sorry, like that's how I felt back then. Like, that's how I felt about that. Hardcore, hard body. It was Stretch all day for me personally. But anyway, all that aside, OPP was a very fun song. The Jackson 5 sample in the back. Like that shit was such a fun time, man. Such a fun song. And I definitely can see that still being played at the cookouts and stuff like that, or even in the club or the bars to this day.
Yeah, everywhere. I have it at 137. I again think of the video and I laugh because this is 2 years before Queen Latifah was singing UNITY. She was all up in the videos. OPP. My question to y'all before I keep going, probably an age thing. It took me at least a good 4 or 5 years to figure out what that last piece stood for real, for real. How long did it take y'all?
Bro, I didn't find out till like I was like in middle school. But damn sure I was 5 years old at the cookout. And we down with OPP. Yeah, you know me. I had none of us. Honestly, I would say that 75% of the people who was like rocking to this song knew what it meant. This is like Dirty Mackin' GOAT song, right? Like before there was such thing as hookup culture, this was just how dubious the hood was. People who were outside during this time were outside. Everything was caught. Everybody was fair game. Your mama, not your grandmama, but your aunties.
Oh, your grandmama too.
I guess so. Like, let me tell you something. This was the type of music that when you had to recontextualize. Wait, what? wait, what are we talking about here?
KB, you knew. I know you knew.
Oh, we all knew, bro.
I didn't know.
We all knew. We all knew what he was talking about early gang. You know what I'm saying?
Barr, what about you? How long did it take you to figure that out?
He just found out today.
I still have no idea what you guys are saying.
Exactly.
No. A few years ago, but I was still in my 20s.
Yeah. I will say it's hilarious. And we'll go into like it's Tretch. It's Tretch all day because he makes it very clear in the first like 5-6 bars of that second verse. It's another 5-letter word rhyming with cleanest and meanest. Like he doesn't sugarcoat it. 5-letter word. Starts and ends. Starts with the same letter. And starts with a P. He spells that shit out literally. And for the first one, and then for the second verse, and then the first verse. It's very, very intricately detailed on how much he's describing what it is, and then every single storyline of how trifling this song is to everybody saying it with a smile on their face. And Tretch's flow, like the amount of syllables he can put into every bar and make it sound effortless is absolutely crazy. And his beat is just it's just great. It's just simple and great. Kolby, anything you got to add? You had it at 175 before we go to Barr.
Yeah, man. I think it's once again, it's emblematic of a time that I chalk it up to just like I love thinking about music like this and just remembering like how much we were at like house parties and stuff like that. And it was an age of innocence that was so easy to be able to take advantage of, and I rock with it.
Barr, speak on OPP by Naughty by Nature.
I think that this is the song in the playlist that I've known for like the longest amount of time. Because I remember hearing this when I was like my early teens, maybe. And yeah, man, y'all brought it up. It's Tretch. Tretch, man. His delivery on this is so fucking good. Like, especially of the delivery of the line, O is for other, P is for people, scratch your temple. The last P, well, that's not that simple. Like, he's just so good on this. And the production is like you sampled the Jackson's 5's ABC. Like, it should not go as hard as it does.
That's a good point, actually, that you brought that up. Because even back then, there were certain artists that we were told, especially when I started getting into music production myself, they told us Jackson, anything Jackson 5, Michael Jackson, as far as sampling goes, it don't even bother. Beatles, forget about it. So it's very interesting that they were able to get that off. Maybe it was just so popular that it just could not be denied.
And that piano riff that they use, that they keep coming back to, just it's so good.
Well, because I think they did that thing where they're like part of the sample is only from, you know how like some songs will like split the recording between like the left side and the right side. I think that they took some of the sample from just one side. And I don't know, I get that probably made it work a lot better because of that.
Yeah, and did the bringing in the come on, let me show you what I'm talking about. And it's just
normally when you use that much of the song, especially repeatedly, money gotta be divvied out.
Shelled. It gotta be shelled out.
Yeah.
100%. But this is a again, we've been going through classics today, absolute classics that everybody and their mama and grandma and granddaddy and auntie and uncle know. So we're gonna go from one of those. And we've been going through city and city, so I'm gonna go to one of my cities because yes, I have lived everywhere. We going over to the A area. I have never personally had 5 on anything of any of what they're talking about. Quite possibly, I might have given 5 to like somebody else who lives in this household, so they can get something for themselves. But me,
or a high five,
high five. I haven't, and I'm just gonna bring this out now. I'm gonna bring it up now. That Us remix that Jordan Peele decided to put on this. Whoo, so good. So good.
It's crazy how much it revitalized that song where like I Got 5 on it has ebbs and flows of like coming in, like back in and out of like, you know, like pop culture lexicon.
Did it revitalize it, or did it just give it like
another life,
another coat?
You know what? I would say that not revitalize it, but like it I don't want to say like I guess there's this guy like there's like making songs evil or like dark, right? And what that was able to do, and of course, as a movie guy, like what I Got Five on It was like one of those few songs I could be able to play on a piano, like little shortcut like me. I can't play keyboards for shit, but it's like you can kind of it's
Yeah, I'll pass to you real quick.
Yeah.
But like I'll give you this. So I first heard this when I was living in DC, and everybody and their mama loved it. I Got Five. They were singing the song. Michael Marshall's chorus is absolutely great. And again, the Us remix shows like how creepy and just instilled into your brain that piano chord hits and goes in. But after living in the Bay Area for 10 years and then going back and hearing, oh, these guys are from the Bay. They have the Bay tenor, they have the Bay slang, they have the Bay just tone and the slow down version of if you're not going hyphy, this is what you sound like. Sounding a lot like Andre Nicotina, sounding like Mr. Fab when he slows it down. Just like it gave me a revitalized love for it because I started to love, like I love Bay Area music a lot more after living there for a while and seeing, oh, that's why they sounded like that. That's why like a song like this resonated so hard because they are from it is a Bay Area classic, up and down. I had it at 171. Kolby, you had it really, really high up there. You had it at 31. So keep it going, man.
Yeah, so like obviously I have a Northeast bias and I definitely can rock with some West Coast stuff. When it comes to Bay Area shit, I definitely can't. Fuck crumpin', fuck hype, in the most respectful way. That sound is not for me. When I found out that this was from there, I was so impressed. And like, it is just like, it was dark then before it even had the Us kind of spin on it. But like, there was something about it that almost felt like Victorian rap. Like there was this distinguishment to it that I was like,
two lines
going on, bro?
2 lines stolen from you now? Almost. All right.
Close.
I just rock with it, man. And like the beat is like super duper hard. And I respect it. It also is one of those things where like this is the only song I know from them. Like that's it. You know? And you know what? I think it's okay. I think to be, I guess, essentially a one-hit wonder when it comes to like rap, you're not an industry plant, right? You just happen to catch lightning in a bottle. And that's okay if you can't necessarily recapture it. I think when it comes to hip hop, sometimes you did something so great that it supersedes probably your own potential, right? And that's okay because now you can live in these lifts forever, you know, and be in commercials. Yeah, and that's all right. Like I think that it operates in its whole wing of like, you know, fan, like, you know, just fame when it comes to hip hop. And like that's all right.
Yeah. KB, you had it at 168, sir. Go ahead.
I ain't really got much to say on this. Because I heard the song all the time, and for some reason I just bumped to it, but I never bothered to find out who it was that was performing it, where they was from, or anything like that until like way later in life. And I mean, it never really changed my view on it. Like the song was catchy as shit. I put more than 5 on it sometimes in my life. I can relate to that. Yeah, it's just another hip hop classic that, you know, we still hear again in the bars at the cookouts and everything like that. So yeah, I you know, and like what you said, Kolby, like it's people used to shit a lot on the one hit wonders, and I always used to be like, you know how hard it is to get a hit, period. You know how hard that is, and if nothing else, if all you have to if your only claim to fame is that one hit, and that one hit is still bumping 20, 30 years later, fuck what everybody else got to say. We still knocking and bucking and ready to fight. We still doing that to this day.
all the time.
To this day. So,
I don't know who saw it, but if they saw Regina Hall and Sterling K. Brown knucking and bucking on that Jesus Save Me movie in Peacock, you know everybody still
Yeah, hot for Jesus Save Your Soul.
Yes.
yeah. So it's like, you know, I doubt, well, I hope that, you know, these individuals still hold their head high, that they even have a cult classic like this in their roster. Period.
Yeah. Barr, keep it going on. I got 5 on it, sir.
Yeah, man, this one's just a vibe. Like the whole aura of this song, it's incredible. Like, and the other thing that I really, really dug listening to it this time around for the show was kind of the interplay. Like how good everyone sounds together and how everyone bounces off of each other really great. Especially where the point where they're doing like the inflections towards the beginning. And then that hook, man, that hook just is so fucking good. Like everybody sings that hook. Doesn't matter where you are. If you hear that song, you're singing along to that hook. I don't care what your background is, or if this is like only the second time you've heard this song, you're singing along to that hook. Yeah, man, I think cult classic is the exact phrase that should be used for this, because man, this one is maybe not as popular as some of the other songs that we've talked about, but it is still deep within the trenches of society.
Yeah. Last couple of things I'll say, similar to Summertime, I really like the end where they strip all of it down and they just do the piano chord and a little whatever sound they have at the end. And then there, I think, is maybe only one other song I could think of off the top of my head, because it's coming up later in the season, that has a chorus from somebody that isn't Nate Dogg, that isn't T-Pain, that really is on one song, and everybody knows it. And that chorus and that voice sticks out. This dude's voice sticks out. And so does the other one. And it just made me think of that, like both of those songs and both of those choruses is like immediately, oh, everybody's singing this. Everybody is. Great song. Great song. So we got 2 left. So Barr, let's see whether or not you how you feel on the last 2 that are left. I'm gonna go to KB first on this one. Speak on Dead President Hip Hop, sir. KB, you added at 145.
Yeah, I mean, it's bigger than hip hop, bro. I haven't, since Public Enemy, I was thirsty for an aggressive political hip hop group. And no, I'm not talking Rage Against the Machine or some shit like that. No disrespect to them, because I fucks with Rage. Alright? But Dead Prez, where we giving you woke, active, punch you in your throat, hard hitting, woke before woke hip hop, like, and this song right here, when that beat dropped,
It is, for me, it might be the hardest beat I've ever heard.
It's definitely top 10 hardest hip hop beats.
Hard as hell.
Hard as hell. Like you can't hear that beat and not just wild out with your friends. You can't. It's impossible, yo. It's impossible. Like when this shit, and you know what's crazy? Like I would go to the club and this was when you had to be dressed up to get into the club too, right? Mm-hmm. People be, they got they what they call them, the Clarks, the Stacey Adams shoes and the khaki pants and the button-up shirts, and the girls be all dressed in they, whatever. And this song come on and people just get ignorant.
Absolutely mosh pit type shit.
Absolutely ignorant, yo. But in a good way though. Because again, at the end of the day, it's like it's pumping that aggressive, like, fuck is you talking about energy, man. It was just so hard hitting, and I feel like that's one of the things I love about their prayers, man. It's just like, I mean, yeah, they have some chill stuff too, but it's like they got some they've never let me down when it's come to, and it's another group that I still feel is slept on as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, they never really let me down when it comes to hard hitting topics and just breaking it down in a way that you can absorb um, easily. You know what I'm saying? Rue, when we went, and it's funny, I thought about them when we went to go see
Run the
Run the
Jewels.
Jewels.
100%.
When we
100%.
went to go see Run the Jewels, that's all I kept thinking about was there's definitely some Dead Prez influence here. Definitely.
Without question. Without question. Like, so I have this at 110. And I don't regret things, and I don't get mad at myself for things, especially my younger self. But my younger self did not get it. This was, I remember the video. That just dark and I knew it was political. But anytime I heard the song, I was like, all right, I'm cool. I did not like the song when I was young. I don't know why. It just was like, maybe I wasn't trying to listen to what they were saying, or like, but like when I had some gap and I grew up and I heard the, I was like, oh, what the fuck is happening here? And like, again, one of the most, like, similar to Mass Appeal, this is a different section of this chorus, these three, this is hip hop. Yeah, and everybody hip hop. This is the one you play when you want to introduce. This is the song I wanted to play when I was like, I'm introducing this. I'm playing hip hop. This is what goes with it, because this is what this song is. Everything you said about it, and I was thinking about it before you said it. A lot. Run the Jewels has is definitely influenced by them. Rage and Dead Prez came up at the same time, so I wouldn't be surprised if they knew each other, kind of floated shit back and forth or whatever. And one thing about music, when it hit, you feel no pain. It just hits. It smacks you in the mouth, doesn't let go. I have a much bigger appreciation for the song than I did when it first came out. But I'm very glad that this, because they were underrated, it was big enough that I heard it, and I heard it a lot. And I can come back to it. My goodness.
There's something about this shit that has like a trance. Like, it was an episode or two ago that we were talking about in regards to music that kind of highlighted the rage that we were experiencing, like during BLM. And like, this was like protest music. It didn't feel like that when we weren't connected enough through the internet to kind of appreciate this sound to kind of unite us all. And like, if this had come out like during BLM, it would have fit really comfortably during that time frame. This kind of amalgamation of like, I'm tired of this shit. But like, I didn't even come to this, and like, I got to give myself grace. I was 14 when this song came out, and my mind was on a very different tip. But when the walkout music to Chappelle Show started, and I was like, this shit is hard, bro. And then I went back and I don't know what it's like to mosh, but like, this makes me almost kind of want to be a part of that.
100%. Barr, what you think about hip hop, especially now that you know this is 52, you know what 51 is, and where this lands on the list, and where this lands for you?
Having seen mosh pits and not partaking in them, yeah, this seems to fit. This was the one song that I had never heard of before.
Okay.
You sent me the playlist, and I'm looking at literally everything, and I think this is literally the last thing that you had written down in that list. So I'm looking through it, going, yup. Who the fuck is Dead Prez?
Underrated, underappreciated.
No, I'm gonna dive in a little bit deeper to their discography after this one, because I think Kolby brought up trance in terms of like the production of it, and I think that's like the perfect word for it, because that like low bassy, like I know what that instrument is, and I can't place what it's called, but that kind of mechanical whirring just like immediately like sets your mind in such a specific place, and I'm ready to fight.
Yeah, and like the specific part that just played for me that I love is when they go, John B got that crazy shit. They keep you pumped up and they stop. And then that shit just hits back in right towards the end of the song. Oh man, so good. Keep it going, Bart. Yo.
Yeah. It's one that I don't feel like I can say much about right now because I'm so new to it and I haven't really gotten to dive deeper into it that I would like to. But I understand why you guys have it on the list. So yeah, I'm gonna just end it there.
Yeah, hard as hell. Hard as hell. Number 51, everybody and their mama knows. And I actually weirdly think over time, people forgot how fucking big Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See by Busta Rhymes got. We'll start with the lowest. KB, you have it at 86. Go ahead, bro. Talk about it. Or highest, I guess.
Man, I I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or anything like that, but there's certain people that when I look at, especially in their early stages, I'd be like, this one. I don't know when, but this is gonna be the next one, right? And I definitely got that from Buster. And what kind of solidified it for me about Buster was, of course, the scenario joint, right? Everybody still talks about his verse on Scenario to this day, right? But when this song came out, when this album came out, I was like, oh shit, this is a whole different level of Busta Rhymes, right? And I reference again what I had said in a previous episode when we was talking about ODB. And when Buster said it himself, right? When he heard Return of the 36 Chambers and how ODB was painting not just a picture of his life, but it felt like a one long infomercial about his life. Like with comedic moments and serious moments and over the top moments and everything like that. And that is what inspired Buster to really let loose and let his creative juices flow unapologetically. And Put Your Hands where My Eyes Can See. My goodness, like this was a phenomenal crossover joint for Buster.
Phenomenal.
Like phenomenal. And then, partnered that with what's my man's name that was doing all the big videos at the time?
Hype Williams.
Hype Williams. Bro, that video, first of all, the concept of just kind of implementing the whole
Coming to
America thing. Like I mean, maybe I'm looking too deep into it, but it's like the whole coming to America thing was almost like saying Busta Rhymes was coming into his true self at that stage in his career. Like he was blossoming into a phenomenon at that point. And I think like I mean man, the whole thing was just over the top wonderful, man. Like, you know how many girls used to grind on me on the club on the song? Oh my god, yo, like man, this song was so good. The album was so good, and it really was a defining moment, I think, for Buster and for other artists that was looking at that too, because it was like, yeah, ODB, did it musically. I don't think he had enough. I don't think he had a Hype Williams on his side to really bring out the visuals of that album. But once Busta was able to do it, like not just musically but visually, that's what really opened up the floodgates for everybody else to be like, oh, okay, this is a lane that we could tap in for sure.
Yeah, Barr, I Brooklyn brought it up when we were talking about Missy, but when y'all asked me on your show set list. favorite music video, and I said anything by Busta or Missy.
Yes.
Any of them you pick, that's the correct answer. And like now that like you got memes and reels of at any point where you got like the fisheye lens, or you got that video of like the dog with the camera in the mouth, and you just have the fisheye lens of looking at him. You just put this on the background, and you're like, yes, 100% yes. This is exactly it. This video is iconic. I remember being in middle school in Chicago when radio stations still did daily and nightly countdowns of the top song. And this was number one day after day after week, over and over. And it just was so good. Busta Slow, X that. Look at Shorty, she a little cutie on the way. Shake make me want to get all in the booty. Yo, and you see the smile on my face? He sounds like he's smiling the whole time. He's just it's just the intricacies in which he can flow, put so many words together, be gully as hell. Like I did a whole college think piece on like the actual lyrics and shit, and people would listen. Was like, man, we were vibing to some fucked up shit. And we didn't care,
bro. To this day, I don't like. I don't know, right? I thought that's all I can do. It's gibberish, but it is the most kind of like elevated gibberish, like imaginable. His rhyme scheme is unique. There's nothing that really comes close to it. Through all the different artists that have come around, like there's like you can see influences from Busta, but I can't see what necessarily influenced him. But he just like came up with this thing, and it's not a gimmick, right? Like it's very, very talent driven and very, very skillful, and like marrying the artistry of the song with the musicality of this particular record, and then the visuals from the music. I did this by design. I have it low because I felt in my mind I only wanted to kind of have a few different hits, and I've got some other Busta joints that speak more to me. But I knew the folks that I'd be running with that would make its place here. So that just tells me that there's still more Busta to come.
Oh, there's definitely Busta to hear, whether it's his, whether it's he's on the verse, 100%. But like you say, it's different. I always found it funny when I think of like Busta as a pure lyricist, like, and I'm like, it's less about what he's saying and about how he's saying it bar to bar to bar, because like hit you with no delay. So what you saying, yo? Silly with the 9 milli, what the dilly, yo? Whenever you're on the mic, yes, I do my duty, yo. It's all three different things, but they go together so well, even though it's not one long verse that talk. It's just one bar that's great, then the next bar that doesn't really connect, but it's still great. Then the third bar, it does connect, but it's about something different, and it's really great. And you have like 50 million syllables. We've been talking about a lot of rappers who just get a whole bunch of syllables in their bars. It's just so great. And my last aspect before going to bar, the beat that like me and my brother were always argued, is it 4 drum beats or is it 3 drum beats? Or is it and then when you go to the chorus and you start wilding, fucking beautiful. Go ahead, Bar. This is 51. How do you feel about it being 51? I know you know the song. I know you love the song, man. Speak up.
Oh, absolutely. Like there was like a little period where I was like going through like greatest music videos ever made, and that's when I got introduced to this song.
Sorry, ask me to sing. Man, brain fart. What's the song you see me rap, bro? KB. Look at me now. There you go. That's all I was going to say. I'm going to segue into look at me now. Yes, I know every word. There you go.
I got to see that later. But you fucking stole like the verse that I was going to talk about. Because
Four times you stole your shit. Sorry.
That's what happens when you go last, to be completely
honest.
Yes.
Also, we would like to take as much shit back from colonizers as much as possible. So we just did it.
You know what? That's fair. So like, yeah, no, hit you with no delay. Like the rhyme scheme in this is just like crazy because so I know a lot of people, white people, who will hear this like verse and be like, he's just rhyming yo with yo with yo with yo. And I'm like, no, that's not the rhyme. It's Hit you with no delayin', what you sayin', yo. Silly
Yo.
with my 9 milli, what the dilly, yo. When can I be on the mic? Yes, I do my duty, yo. And then he rhymes that with studio. And then he does like the triple kind of scheme where he'll do like verse with like inner rhymes, verse with inner rhymes, but ending with yo, verse with inner rhymes, ending with yo. And then it'll be a verse that ends with studio. And it's just so fresh. It just keeps your ear like listening. It's glued as he's rhyming. That I want to say it's a bass line, but it actually might be a guitar line now that I'm thinking about it, is hypnotic. Like the whole kind of like voodoo aesthetic of the video like goes with that perfectly. I'm a sucker for a fisheye lens in anything, which is probably why I'm a big Yorgos Lanthimos fan as well. That music video is so glued in my head, and just his delivery, the way he looks in the video as he's rhyming, he's making these big expressive faces, is exactly how I envision him in the studio as he's rapping this. I think out of the 10 that you sent me, this might be my favorite one, to be honest with you. So I think it deserves to be the highest of the 10 that are in this episode. This song is dope as hell.
100%. It's one of my favorite songs ever. And yeah, I was contemplating whether or not I was going to save you and rap the lyrics for you, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna let Barr keep going. It's all good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. You got it, sir. You got it. But anyway, that is.
Barr, real quick, that is you talking about the riff? That's a bass riff. The doo.
Okay, so it is a bass. Good.
Yeah, it's a bass riff.
Thank you for correcting me, because we always thought it was drums, and I don't know no better. That's why I got you gentlemen on this.
I think it's because in the video we see the drums going there, so it could be just mimicking the bass. Because I wonder if you'll get that same sound.
Nah,
right?
Nah.
You have to really, really loosen the skin on that drum.
Really, yeah. And then do some digital tweaking.
Yeah. Yeah. But this song is absolutely amazing. We're getting into the parts of this list where even if some of y'all didn't mess with stuff before, you're messing with everything from here on out. Just point blank period. We're about to get to halfway point with number 50, but that will be next Monday, the 14th at 7 EST. And I can't wait to get there. But before we do, just a recap of what we had for this week. As Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See, the longest title for a hit record probably ever, at least hip hop wise. Number 60, we had Keep Your Head Up by Tupac. Barr decided for us that number 59, Breaking a Tie, All I Need Razor Sharp remix by Method Man featuring Mary J. Blige. Number 58, Lose Yourself by Eminem. Yes, the white man picked the white man song higher.
Yo, this was a
you
trap.
brought it up first.
This whole episode was a trap.
Yes, it was. And I know you could take it. So hilariousness ensues.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch. Exactly. Number 57, Mass Appeal by Gangstar. Number 56, The Choice Is Yours by Black Sheep. Number 55, it's hot as hell outside right now everywhere. So apparently it's summertime. DJ Jazzy Jess and the Fresh Prince. DMX Would Be Proud by The Triflingness of This. OPP, P stands for cat, and that other thing. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it meant Prodigy.
Something. By Naughty by Nature, Tretch and the Other Guy and their DJ. Number 53, I Got Five on it by Loonies with Michael Marshall, because nobody ever knew who was on that. He just said Loonies, so wanted to give him love. Number 52, Hardest Beat Ever, Hip Hop by Dead Prez. And number 51, Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See by Busta Rhymes. As always, Kolby and KB, thank you every week for rocking me with this. Barr, thank you for letting me put this on this channel. I am having an absolute blast. You will be seeing me on here for a while because I told Brooklyn and I've been telling them I'm going to just keep doing top something on something for something because this is a lot of fucking fun. But for Barr, for Kolby, for KB, as always, we're gonna leave it with this for anybody who doesn't like these songs.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.